Yes, Freya Sombra. And who else should we ban? Obviously ban Mercy. Narrowly avoid a late streamer alert? Oh no, I almost got upset. Due to being told I was a late streamer, it almost got me. So yes, I'm doing what you think I'm doing random. Last night, a little late into the evening, I got home late from an evening shift, and I got to my computer and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to follow through on what I said. And it worked well. Surprisingly very well. I'm going to play some Widow 76. Now, I will not be exclusively not using the scope. I will not be avoiding the scope entirely. So you can't call me throwing. But I will be heavily leaning on the SMG. And I will be murdering people. There was somebody on YouTube that left a comment when I uploaded the Widow patch analysis thing, where I said Blizzard had given up on balancing Widowmaker. And they said, well, in GM, Widowmaker players aren't using this perk, so it's fine. And the answer was, why do you think I care about GM? Like, what are we talking about? Why would I care about GM? Oh yeah, they're using the one that allow you to like do the sky shots. Ban for throwing? I have never even been warned on any of my accounts. I swear to you, you guys, I swear you exclusively, and as a Widow, that's bad. It means I actually have to shoot something occasionally. It's okay. I'll just chill. I will be using the sniper. I am not a good Widow. Dive Widow. Is it a dive Widow makeup? What? What's happening? Where are the enemies? I can't see any. Why is there a Reinhardt just on point? Yeah, I got a Venom Mine on him. Yeah, get fucked. We're just letting them get free push for nothing. It's a bit scary. Thinking that. Now, armor is pretty good against this. It's off, Tracer. This Tracer will just push me again. 100% chance. Oh no, maybe not. Hey, I shot something. Hey, Maxi. Hey, Val. Hey, Anthos. See my Discord messages? No, I have not. Is it a time-sensitive thing? See, they aren't coming. The Tracer's not coming up to me because they're scared. Where's the Tracer? I swear she's behind somewhere. No. It's off. Ignore Discord messages. I actually don't. I actually just respond to all my Discord messages in a reasonable amount of time. And everyone expects for me to respond to them instantly. Messaged him like a year ago. There was probably no content to that message and no reason to respond to it. Yeah, Widow 76. Here we go. So for full transparency, this is like Diamond 5. And this should not be this easy. Woof woof. There was a legit question, was there? Do you want me to answer that question on the stream? One of the best results of the Widow 76 is you actually get so much charge that you can just farm your perks like instantly. I choose that one because there's no gain in any of these perks, so it doesn't matter what I choose. Oh! I just got double tap. Is it genuinely no-scope Widow? It's not a no-scope Widow. It's a majorly no-scope. Right? For the most part, I'm not going to scope. Now, I haven't done anything this game because, for the most part, the enemy's been avoiding me and I've just been following around a Tracer. I don't think I care anymore. Well, I care now. It's play rate. think your team is also better? No, it's entirely me. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, you do have 20 to 40 meter drop-off, so you do need to get reasonably close. But once you're reasonably close, I'll be honest, this gatting is very strong. It's kind of like Sojourn-esque in a way, isn't it? The fact that you've got all this... Piss off. Piss off. Ah! Where'd my team go? There's 4 of them. They just walked away. Why is Anna in spawn? What's the pick rate of Mercy and Moth meta? No, I've no way to get stats like that. I don't know of a way of doing it. I don't think anyone does, apart from Blizzard, to be honest. You can obviously finger wave it and say in Moth meta, Mercy was, I'd say, at about like 3/4 of games and up. Oh no, I'm dead. This Cassidy's scary, man. Look at him. He's the only person on the enemy team doing anything with 5k damage. He's just being full pocketed. And he's called Mukbra. And let me guess, Salem Witch is his waifu. It's not time sensitive, no problem. Boom, 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 boom. Bugger off, ball. Yeah, I do damage. 14 damage per bullet. One of these days I will hit a shot. Man, they're going to be so unhappy when I start hitting things. Oh, well, that's 2. They're all low health, so it doesn't really count as kills, but you know. I'm gonna go behind the Reinhardt. Oh, he just kept walking forward? Oh, well, I did nothing. See, it's not my team being better, it's me being better, just actually better at the video game. It's weird watching Widow move around like Cassidy. What do you mean by movement? I'm just taking angles, you know what? I'm just getting people. Taking angles, getting the enemies. Look at that damage, right? Proper scared him, didn't I? He was like, wow, I didn't expect that amount of damage. Oh, they're going to come up. Stand on the Venom wine. That's like 3/4 of that. Go on, get the traitor. Yeah, forced recall. Oh no, didn't force recall. He'll survive it. I think it leaves him at like 25. But it's usually much more stationary. Yeah. It means you actually have a reason to take angles aggressively, right? Don't let them take the lead. Yeah, fuck your platform in particular. It's very disconcerting to see what I do. I don't know what you're on about. This is fine. What are you talking about, dude? No tracers behind. Ooh. Why did that ball have no sound effects on his slam? Oh, well. Just like we're in a little bit of an owie because Anna went to point. Oh, well. There was a 0% chance of me hitting that headshot. What changed to make you play like this? I'll talk about it after this game. I just wanted to start off by warming up before the official capital C content starts.
No one can hide from my sight.
Oh, I'm bad. Oh, I'm bad. It's okay. Sights is actually really strong, right? Like, look at what my sights are doing. Is that a Venom mine just went off? Man, whoever got hit by that is unhappy. Whoop, 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 yep. I don't know what happened to my team on right side. Like, one person dies and they're like, we're going back to spawn, and completely rotates around. How come you completely neglected your promise of watching Shrinking? I've not completely neglected any promises, and I am unhappy that you would dare say that to me. Coach aim? Oh yeah, my aim's terrible.
Let's pick it up.
My brick player just standing there. No way we lose this after that start. We're going to lose this entirely because of that guy on 26 kills being pocketed. Like literally 100% damage boost uptime. I mean, of course, it's not because of me at all. Widow death? He's on 11k damage. He's been damage boosted the entire game. He's pretty much got both pockets on him. Isn't the rule to not push into combat with grapple? Yes. That is the rule I didn't follow. Yes. Thank you, Random. Thank you for informing me of the things I'm doing wrong. I mean, it's more me staring at the brig, honestly, giggling. The brig literally just standing there doing nothing. No space, no support. Right, so, let's go borderless windowed for a second. So, I need to talk about what inspired this. So, what inspired this was one arsehole on YouTube. Let me see if I can get him up, right? Just one guy. God, he upset me. He upset me so bad. So, I released a video literally yesterday. That was the patch notes, right? So, patch notes here. Blizzard has abandoned Widowmaker. I think I made a good argument that Blizzard has abandoned the balance of Widowmaker. Here's me making a good argument that Blizzard has abandoned Widowmaker. Shut up, Overwatch music. God, that's so annoying. And then there was one guy, right? Where was this guy? It's somewhere around here. You're so dramatic. I'm GM3 and never stepped into a Venom mine in like 2 months, and the pros are still using the other perk that reduces grab cooldown by 4 seconds, and Widow is pretty much never played outside 3 or 4 maps, and you can ban her if you want, which is not necessary, so it's not a big deal. Literally just a massive run-on sentence, just beaming his terrible, shitty consciousness into the public light for no reason in particular. I don't know why he bothered to wake up that morning, because he was completely useless. So here's my thoughts, right? Here's Widow, right? Here's Widow's kiss. So these are the patch notes we're talking about. If anyone's confused, maximum spread reduced from 3 to 2 degrees. So the maximum spread has been clumped in, and the damage has been increased to 14. And then this one, Venom Mine's bonus damage increased to 100%. Okay, so here's the hip fire from Widow's gun, right? Here's the hip fire. Look at this, right? 91 damage overall with reload, 130 while firing. I was like, how high is that, right? I don't think it's crazy high, but I was like, how high is that? So I brought up Soldier, and Soldier's at 171. But if you look at the overall with reload, we're comparing 91 to 120. So I'm like, is this viable? Is this, because Venom Mine's going to be doing, once you get the major poke off these, your Venom Mine's going to be doing a ridiculous amount of damage. What you're really comparing, in terms of the change, is you're comparing, let's go into that. You're comparing the health left over that you will have to kill after the Venom Mine runs its course, not anything else. Because if you can hit a Venom Mine on someone, right? Right, if you can hit a Venom Mine on someone, I'll just go get the perks. I've turned off game sound because the thing was annoying. Right, so if you can hit this Venom Mine. Right. What we're comparing is the amount of actual health that the person will have remaining afterwards as to how many shots you need. And if we reduce that health or increase Venom Mine's damage by a little bit, what we're doing is we're like reducing the percentage amount of health that you have to use with your gun by a big amount, like in terms of percentage. So really, that small Venom Mine buff actually changes it to the fact that you now need about half the amount of SMG to kill something. And I thought, maybe that's viable. So I went on last night, and I proceeded to win 5 games in a row. I see it by just playing Widow 76, locking in, relaxing, and just like gunning down tanks. So that's essentially what we're doing for now. We're going to start with gunning down some tanks. Tracers vanish instantly. One headshot from the SMG brings her down to barely any health. It's like a third of a health bar for one headshot. It's kind of crazy. Obviously, it's not actually that much, but you've got a Venom Mine on them. They just vanish almost instantly. So Tracers aren't really much of a trouble. Genji's a little bit of a trouble. You still have a bad matchup against Genji. Hard Dive you struggle with. But then again, I mean, you struggle less than if you're playing normal Widow, right? So if you get the space, you just use the space, right? Mostly no scope Widow. Yes, mostly no scope Widow. What is Beth messaging me? Nothing important. Yeah, so why are these queue times worse than they were last night at like 2 a.m? That's a big question that the world needs to answer. Respond to all my comments you missed? No, I don't want to. She's telling you to get the fuck off Widow again. Fuck off Widow. Seriously, Tiefling, this is viable. Not viable, but you think, right, Grapple is really similar to Sojourn's slide, right? So you can actually go to all the same places that Sojourn can. Sojourn can't get out of those angles anyway, so it's exactly the same if you are... And obviously people are going to like target ban my Widow or something like that. But genuinely, I feel like it's scarily viable. Scarily viable. Yeah, you have to hit a couple of headshots, but you have to hit barely anything in order to actually be able to shell out enough damage, just make the enemy tanks not do anything and win. Not the Russian Mercy Moira duo. Cursed. Absolutely cursed. King, if Widow gets banned, I leave. Ball's in his court. It's fine, I've got loads of content. We can go do something else. Oh, we're good. We're good. I would have actually left. I would have waited till the timer was up as well and then left. I don't care. I've never had a warning on any of my accounts. I don't know how you guys get so many warnings. I genuinely don't. Because I feel like the system is so lax and requires so many reports. I'm not a nice person online. I've never been a nice person online. So how have I not been reported enough to get a warning or a ban? It's crazy. There's always a first time. No, I'm always like this. Real Pedro? What is a Pedro? Is that a person that I should know? I flamed a Mercy one trick today. Guarantee I will not get muted. Yeah, well, the weird thing about the it being like average, the amount of like complaints you get is that if you flame or shit on somebody that other people don't like, you don't actually get banned because nobody else reports you. So it's actually, yeah, it's a it's moderation by swarm tactics, right? Getting muted is a genuine skill issue. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a crazy nice person. I've never had a problem in my life. Flamed him. Not a single warning ever. Level 5 endorsement. What endorsement? I think I'm like endorsement 3. Okay, I will scope into this bit and die immediately. Mercy? The Mercy was on me, so I was like, why'd the res take so long? Oh, Eva. Oh, little disengage. Ba, 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 ba. You don't understand how deep it maintain higher than 3? It's kind of crazy, isn't it? It does decay really damn fast. You need to get that lamp. Oh, why is our right feeding? Feeder. Oh, I should have gone for the health back. I almost got the sojourn. That's the second time he's just walked in and died to nothing. Bum, 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 bum. I'll go wide, see if I can get a pick. I always have 5 per hour effort. I guess you're just a nice person. What is this Hanzo? He's just instantly flicking out. I didn't think he'd react that fast. I wasn't even worried about it. Oh, he's already aiming it? That's weird, right? Oh, my clippy-cloppy heel's too loud. I know it's not rocket science to predict that Widow's going to be there, but you know. Ah, why are you pushing me out the window, you bastard?
No one can hide from my sight.
Ooh. Oh, I'm dead. I had no grapple. I was dead regardless, so I scoped in and held it. I need to go into to full screen. Reliably saying GGWP? Yeah, I guess. People do like that. He's gone. I thought he was going to shoot at me. Look at this Hanzo just spamming down my angle. Nope, well, I need to get out. Just one kill. I don't want to die. Oh, I don't want to die. First headshot of the game. Many more to come.
Please.
I mean, my Ryan's just walking out and dying immediately. He's on 900 damage.
Shield is not enough, though.
To be fair, the Ram's not doing anything either.
60 seconds. Time to teach these bugs some manners.
Regardless of how bad I'm doing, my team is doing worse. Nice. That's a start. Okay. I killed the person that was stationary. That's the first SMG kill. Why are you over there? Come over here. What are you doing? I'm just going to put on sights. I don't want them to recontest this. They do recontest regardless. Excellent. Just kill him. Good stuff. Good stuff. We got a point. We got a point. We're rolling. We're rolling. See, like, look at this farm, right? I get that third perk so fast into the game. Second perk, sorry. So fast into the game because you just farm so much damage. Hey, Data. How's it going, dude? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, we got it. We put out so much pressure just by having these venom mines implied to be able to go on them. Okay, the flank place. Oh no, it's Hanzo. Can't fight that at that range. Oh, we can fight it with venom mine though. They don't know about the venom 9 damage. No, don't come get me. Come get me. Shit. They actually did what I asked. Right. I guess I should probably do some actual damage. I'm in the best sniper spot in the map, so I may as well do some of it. Are we actually going to lose this? No way we lose this just because I can't aim. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to lose this just because I can't aim. Whoop. Whoop. Am I good? No, I'm not good. Ignore the 1 HP Sojourn jumping past you. I didn't think that she had a health bar reveal. The shield holder tank is the problem. Pedro is literally doing nothing. I think people also like downrate how good Sights is. Because I feel like Sights is actually really good in a pub lobby. Like not actually good, don't get me wrong, but like in a pub lobby, I feel like it stops a lot of stupid ass deaths. Kill up! Where's my team? Where'd they go? Are they all dead? How did they die? They lost main and they lost the angle at the same time. Because somebody was just walking into them. How do you miss a gigantic cow? Glass houses, random. Code chain. Oh, I have to get my perks back for the second round. I swear perks are just so cumbersome. I never find any fun in them. I always feel like they're just really boring. You think Ryan was useful here as a Orisa and Diva? I feel like they're going to get him to throw. Somebody said they know Pedro. Is Pedro known? Is he a person? Now, I will say I'm not going to be on for as long as normal day. I think I'm going to go off around like 6:30. The reason for that is pretty simple. I don't like you, and I never have. No, the reason for that is I have an organized gaming session with friends. This is an example of how not to get endorsement level 5. I've perfectly fine endorsement level. I don't actually know what it is right now. Social? How do you find your endorsement level? Career profile? 3. Yeah, 3. A perfectly stable, happy 3. There's nothing wrong with that endorsement level. It's a gaming session, Marvel Rivals? No, wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. They murdered my my Jeffery. Hey, I got a kill. My bull's already fed. Oh, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Somebody save me. Save me! Heal me! Why there's no healing on me? What are they doing? They're on point! They're just standing on point doing nothing. Yeah, Widow feet are loud. That is a big downside there. Megamon, I have no idea what a Belth is. Nope. Apparently that grapple locked onto something I didn't think it would. There's a Widow just there. I did not realize there was a Widow just there. They're SMG Widow too. Okay, I'm going to say that death, the one previously to that one, isn't my fault because the supports were just absolutely ignoring me. There's only so much you can do when you're 30 health by them for like 4 seconds, right? Save me. There you go. SMG Widow to the rescue. You really struggle against armor if you're trying to do this, though. I don't really want to challenge that. Help! Help! No! Live! I just get booped around, man. The Rework Jeff was showed off in a small gameplay trailer, and the very situation of 12 people in one hallway to make Jeff look good was crazy. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, the enemies all lined themselves up perfectly. Man, this character closes in on viable. Nary a whisper of viable. How'd I miss that? God, I'm bad at Widow. Okay, I'm going to be clear. This was going very well last night, so I'm going to keep it up for at least one more game. We'll see how we go. Thank you, Widow, says the Pedro tank that spent the first 3 fights die immediately. Thanks, Widow. I wonder if I can get endorsement level 1. Do you have to do anything to get endorsement level 1 or just not be endorsed? Do you have to be reported for it? Didn't open my loot boxes. Oh, sorry, you want your crack cocaine? Here you go. You have to get action. Well, she got a dragon egg. My immersion. You have to get reported enough to get to it. I've only heard... What is this? What's the point of having a loot box with this in it? Like, what are they doing? Salute. Medal. Nice spray. I haven't used a spray in my life. I'm not skin Andy like you. You barely looked at it? Yeah, because it was a spray. Who cares about sprays? United Kingdom? Hmm.
No way.
Maybe they know. The AI knows where I live. Oh, that's actually quite a good one. To be fair, that's quite a good one. If you're not a skin Andy, why open them at all? Because it gives random dopamine. He gets very little dopamine in his life, so I do force feed him some every now and then. Arms open.
Is that all? I'll get in the pool when I am good and ready.
Okay, that's a weird one. I'll get in the pool when I'm good and ready. What does that even mean?
Pathetic.
Just open all and hit escape, but that doesn't give random dopamine. It's all about random. My entire life.
Select your hero.
You've been very absent from Discord this week? No, I haven't. I haven't. Sorry, responding to Discord is not part of my job, random.
Select.
Am I not doing the correct content, or playing too much of the video game, and also responding to things wrong on Discord, and I'm going the wrong way in Disco Elysium? Is that right, random? Yeah? Any more criticisms? I didn't think I was fielding criticisms right now, but apparently it's open season. I've not been absent from Discord. I've been the perfectly normal response of Discord. What if we paid you 1 cent per response? I tape down the comma key and the enter key. You don't have Spider's hair, do? I mean, yeah, my hair's getting pretty long. I've got a haircut booked in on the 20th, so you're going to have to deal with 1 more week of Realth with the longest hair in the land. Look at this. Look at that. Oh. While it's criticism time, your chat is slightly off screen. Wait, what? No, I don't care. I don't care. I probably cropped the box too much while trying to change it. The trouble is you can't actually get a preview of the OBS window in full screen, so I have to like pull it up really big. Don't play Widow. Are you gonna play Widow? This is horrible here. For real though. I haven't said anything. I haven't done anything.
I smell blood in the air.
Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I'm late.
Widow throwing 0 damage. Like last game. Oh, he's in last game.
Initial flashpoint.
Nyong.
Got it.
Shall I go wide or shall I play with the team? I'll go wide. I am on the Widowmaker character after all, so obligatory to go wide. Right, remember, random, don't use grapple to go in. Use grapple in order to survive once you're in. Oh, fucking bubble. Don't cheat him. I heard that. No. I heard yeah. I heard the teleport. I didn't react to it fast enough, so I was too busy killing the Roadhog. My team's not really doing anything, though, right? Somebody die early? Maybe somebody died early? Well, this is looking okay. I feel like it's going to get worse pretty quickly. Get out! Get out! Thank you, Sigma. Save me. this. Clippy, cloppy, clippy, cloppy. I'd be surprised they don't already know I'm here. I am so bad at this hero. Oh, he's 1 HP. That's probably a... No, no, no! Yep, double melee. Yep, fine. I didn't realize it's so low on ammo. What is happening to my team, by the way? It's just outrightly doing nothing. Ah! Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Hello, Mark. I will be reading your comment in a bit when I've got enough for a break. Yes, I will be reviewing Arako. I've had so many comments telling me to look at Arako, saying it's the worst of Marvel Rivals map design, and I haven't played the game since Jeff got reworked because, well, they killed my sweet boy, right? How's the Pegster? Is she feeling better? Yeah, she's a lot better. She's pretty much perfect chirpy now. In fact, it makes me feel bad that I spent so much money on her. She's so happy and no problems. Fair enough. I went for him instead of the tire. I mean, yeah. Smurf Twitch account? No idea. Could be anyone. See, I need to go for the ammo one because that gives me more SMG time.
No one can hide.
Gonna sight zip. Prevent anyone dying early. They don't know about the 14 damage. The Genjis don't know. They get so greedy for a Widowmaker. The Nano Widow. The Nano Widow with Kitsune, man. Oh, God. Well, yep. Short range CC cooldown that knocks enemies skywards and a fixed momentum slam that increases its power the longest she's airborne. I don't know. I feel like preserving the sniperific character is probably important to the hero. Like, we've done our Widow rework, which I think improves her massively. They're describing duplicates? Okay. I don't care for jokes. They misunderstand how many people have genuinely serious, really weird suggestions for hero reworks. They don't know about the damage. The Roadhog's like, I'll just shoot him. It's a Widow. What are they going to do? Move the 25 to 50 of scope damage to a dot. Yeah, that would make it the characters feel completely different to play though. I can't aim. I can't aim. Just to be clear, I did intend to shoot that person. Would it though? Yeah, I don't think people would like to play a sniper if it doesn't insta-kill. Do damage boosts apply to Venom Mine? I think they apply when Venom Mine activates. Yeah, I think they apply to the activation of Venom Mine. What the fuck? I did not expect the Roadhog coming through there. Just adds a bit of counterplay to get an insta kill. Yeah, I feel like people just like the I know sniper without the like straight off insta kill. It's basically the same as Freya, right? Oh, he's just gonna kill everyone, I guess. Genji is like a full counter to this because deflect times you out so much that you can basically not get the kill. I'm ranked to GM, better mine only. Exactly, yeah. It would help if my team actually did anything. They're genuinely spending most of the game feeding. Not even like saying that sarcastically because I'm the one feeding. I can't aim. I can't aim. I can't aim. The trouble is I'm not staying with my team enough, I think. I need to stay close to my team, because remember, I'm a SMG Andy. And off-angling and doing stuff like that, that's just for idiots, right? Why would you bother? So that side's mined up. Yeah! Better mine!
No one can hide from my sight.
It does so much damage! They're not going to come out from there, are they? They're just going to be behind the pillar for the next hour. Do they know I'm here? They didn't expect to be half health. Guess I'll just go main. Oh no, they're using buttons. Genji players, honestly, Genji players are the worst type of people. I hate Genji. I hate Genji players. They're bad people in general. They know you use sights, so they're just hiding in general. The Ana plays a scaredy cat. While this strategy might be good, just be a good Genji seems to be a better one. Yeah, I mean that game was basically covered by Nanoblade, right? Just constant Nanoblades. And I guess I have to get a pick into it in order to justify. The problem with Widow always was, Widow was, and the only fight we actually won was where both supports went off, which was just like absolutely ludicrous. The trouble was you always had to 2-for-1 in order to get good value on Widow. So if you get 1 kill, you basically even the playing field because you're AFK for the rest of the fight. You need to get 2, or at least do some extra value. Maybe this SMG buff is going to make it so that Widow doesn't struggle as much to get that second kill's value. Maybe they can just get enough value from the SMG after the first kill.
Select your hero.
By the way, if we do get banned, we're done. If we do get banned, we're done with Overwatch. Forever.
Select heroes to ban.
Yes, we will be reviewing Araco, and we will be doing a little Jeff talk arena. Genji, ban Genji. That's what we want. Well, a Genji ban. What else is hard to deal with? I don't think there's much that's really bad. I think Ram is kind of hard to deal with because he's just infinite frontline sustain. Because he's got like too many forms. Maybe not. Maybe Curry's hard to deal with because they're too sharp. Oh. Hey guys, my hero's being target banned, so I'm going to be playing Torbjorn. Make sure to wait until the match won't get cancelled. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be playing Torbjorn. What will he do? Play Torbjorn. Didn't you know there's perks on Torbjorn that makes his hammer better? Did you not know that? The turret gains 25 increased HP and the heal repairs increased by 25%. And you restore armor to allies. Do you not know that exists? You know, back in 2016, that would be inflammatory by saying that. I'm playing Torbjorn. I remember when people just used to swear at you the moment you locked Torbjorn. Now they don't know to swear at me because they don't know how I'm going to be playing Torbjorn. Yeah! Get him! Okay, move up. Move up, Mr. Turret. Move up. Yeah! Screw you. Unironically throwing games live on stream. We're literally winning. Why would you say that? We're winning the game. It's off. I'm zoning. I'm zoning the enemies. That Anna is not contributing to the fight in any way, shape, or form. That Anna's still there. She's still there. I repositioned the turret, but it's still doing stuff. Oh, they shot it now. Don't shoot me. They're gonna know where I am. I missed her! Got it! Run! TF2 free to play engineer gameplay. Hey, if it works, it works. Go heal your Orisa. Oh, I don't have the perk yet. I'm not doing enough damage to be able to get the perk fast. I'm gonna put it here to get some more thump. Well, what am I supposed to do now? There's a real flaw in this character design loop, don't you think? The enemy has a lever. Well, I didn't know that, so technically my victory is still is still a good victory, right? Because I didn't know. The Anna starts shooting it. Look at it, she's beaming it. Good luck, dude. Oh, there you go. Got the perk. Excellent job. Beautiful stuff. Who said I was throwing? Can I? Oh, it's Mark. Is Mark the spot by any chance? Who is Mark the spot? It's clearly a new account. There's a flaw in the character design loop, but when you get a kill him, he pulls an extra 100 health, 200 damage out of his ass. Okay, we're gonna do one more game as Widow, and then we're gonna be moving on. They said they left because nobody dealt with the spawn turret, so it was actually me. Oh shit. It's funny that Realth throwing works better than main Widow strategy. That wasn't throwing, that was me playing Torbjorn. What are you on about? You can't report me for playing Torbjorn. You gave him a turret, what do you expect me to do? Not hit the turret with the hammer? What, are you stupid? That's how you heal it. Yes, so you Jeff and Araka. Aside from that, don't have much more. I want to be off by like 6:30-ish because I'm going to be playing games with the boys tonight. Oh, very excited. Been booked in by the bros. Sorry guys, you're not invited to the bro conversation. It's just so mean that somebody would say I'm throwing. More entertaining gameplay would be watching Torb try to spawn camp repeatedly. Everyone knows the hammer Torbjorn strategy is completely and utterly viable though, right? So it's not really a spoil. It's not really like that entertaining because everyone knows it's legitimate. This Widow strategy. This is one I've got to prove. Just here, I know you missed me. Just got on my last exam. How'd you do? Was it okay, dude?
Choose heroes.
I always say when you get out of exams, if you feel remotely neutral in any way, you probably done quite well. Having a gay old time with the lads down the pub. I don't think I've ever said having a gay old time in my life before, but you know. No, it's a Genji ban. It's a Genji first off, then Sombra, then I think the other ban that I'd want for this is Kiri, because Kiri got so much damage at long range. I would ban Widowmaker because I don't want to face her, but that would ban me. So that's we got the Genji ban. Yes, excellent job, guys. No dive into me. You ain't diving me. Man, this is going to be an absolutely miserable experience for the enemy team. I mean, it would be if I could play Widow, but you know. Havana with Bull and Genji banned. You ain't going to be having a good time. Generally, I feel I did well. Good job. I know it's hard to feel like you've done well, so yeah. Nova skin, the objectively best Widow skin as well. I don't want to hear anything about it. It's the objectively best Widow skin. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
I smell blood in the air.
Checking that's right then. Do I have a push to talk button? I don't have a push to talk button. I think I have to do it individually on Widow because I think it's broken. Do I scroll past? Push to talk. Over there? Oh my god, that's ages away. What an awkward push to talk button. Oh, they got a Widow. How am I supposed to deal with this? I'm not a sniper guy. Kill him! He just melts. He just vanishes. They always think they can kill the Widow. Oh, if I can get on the Widow dies instantly. Everything's going to be fine as long as I can just get on the Widow. Nope. You get on the Widow gets on you. I'm just getting gatted by headshots from this Torbjorn. Meanwhile, my Anna's DPS in the backline. Oh, wait, we already have one support? No, we've got a Moira. Okay, so we do have one support. Excellent. Kerrigan is better than Nova? No, I think Nova's better.
Sniper, keep your head down.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh no! They can actually use the weapon. Shit! What's wrong with this guy? That's not how you play Widow. Maybe I should jump round the corner. No, that risk is not just going to point.
Finally, a worthy opponent.
Enemy turret within my
Unloading scrap.
Man, the air strafing on Iliari is just crazy, man. I can't aim. It's been like weeks since I played this game properly. The thing is, people are so scared of Widow, they just act really weirdly around you. Like you're actually not just playing an SMG character. And they basically do the throwing for you.
No one can hide.
Like, you can try and turbo throw, but they'll turbo throw faster. No? Did something. No, let me kill him! Kill him! Where's? Oh, they just didn't come in. I was like, oh, my team will just go straight for him. Nope, they're just chilling. They're just chilling on car. Okay.
eyes on a target.
I I've been waiting for a challenge.
Want to see your damage doing this goofy Mickey Mouse bullshit? It's okay. It's reasonable. This isn't as high as my damage normally is. They haven't done much shooting of the tanks, which is obviously the optimal strategy. Everyone knows bullying the Orisa. Look at that Orisa melt. Yep, there you go. So hold. Hog up there. Yep, hogs up there. Yep, lovely. That's like actually comparable to Sojourn not raining. Well, I have been using the gun. Don't accuse me of doing no scope only Widow, because playing Widow 76 doesn't mean you're doing no scope only. It just means you're playing Widow 76, right? Oh, they're gonna melt. Look at them melt. Oh, they were being mean. Look at me applying that DPS passive. What a great addition to the video game. Had to scope in for that one.
No one can hide from my sight.
Cool. Okay, maybe we can keep this space. Like it's I don't know where the tank presence is here. Just cut that hook in half. Screw you. Oh yeah, you want to come in here? You can come in here if you want. Yeah, you want to come in here? Yeah. Yes, dead to venom mine. That's what I like to see. So my damage is keeping up with the other DPS. One just swapped to tank, but yeah. Dead to Moira Beam, dead to Venom Mine. I mean, they mopped up that Venom Mine. I don't know what that Curry's doing, just standing still. Actually just chilling. I help.
Unloading scrap.
Oh, well, they just died to nothing, so. Torbjorn has 500 health, so that's not going to do anything. Kilby said Moira Beam, but I got kill credit, so it counts. I mean, if I got kill credit and the Venom Mine was on them, they died to Venom Mine, right? I think any reasonable person would say that. There's no Torbjorn up here, it's just well, look at that infinite health. My team's just kind of walking in and dying. I don't really know how to deal with this, with my team just like literally just walking in, dying. It's the I've got to say the hog has not been the one. Team, stop AFKing. Walks down main, dies. Walks down main, dies. Walks down main, dies. How could Widow do this to me? I can't believe my teammates playing Widow. Widow throwing. Ah, that went on par. No way that's going to actually hit anyone. No, who did that? Stop walking forward! What are you doing? Who was it? It was the Moira. Let's be honest, it was the Moira, wasn't it? Shall I just go wide and actually play sniper? There is niche use cases for playing a Widow by shooting people with the gun. It's just not. Why are you coming for me? Just leave me alone, dude. I'm not going to be able to do anything here. All these shots are too hard. I should have bank carry. I should have bank carry. I should have bank carry. Oh! Oh, she got Susie. Force Susie. I forced Susie, guys. I got value. Hero moment. I should have put a Venom Mine down straight away. I'm still getting used to this new valid strategy. And that's an easy round win. Easy round win. It's just that easy. Get chipped by a single max fall off Reaper pellet, and now I take 15% longer to get my massive tank HP pulled back to full. Yep. I'm a DPS passive applying Widowmaker. 8k damage, I'm keeping up. See, the trouble with Widow, I always thought, was Widow players just didn't do enough damage, right? That was always the issue. Hello, team.
Jay,
I'm a friend. How's life?
I like your mask.
it's quite fucking warm right
I
now.
said I like your mask, dude.
It's getting warm where I am, too. It's like warmer outside than inside right now. So I'm turtled up.
That's normally how life works. You know, it's summer.
God, I hate life.
Yeah, we should just stop it.
More British people. 26 here. Yeah, it's getting to the point where I call it warm. I call it toasty, right? This is a small talk I avoid chat for. He started it. I was sitting here minding my own business, and he was like, "Oh, it's getting pretty warm." I had to respond to that. And this, I struggling to deal with this Torbjorn shooting roughly at head level. Look at this team comp, like Torbjorn, Freya, Widow. The shield! I would have got that headshot as well. Any support? Any support? There we go. Took a while. Oh, the Widow was in the sky. What is up with Widowmaker players and their insistence on using that stupid little gun? What's wrong with them?
Finally, a worthy opponent.
Saying hello team where he goes randomly alpha with the game with zero communication will never not be funny. Good job, team.
Damn, okay, I don't want to.
They needed some positive reassurance there. Now, it is hard to eat through a nano boost when you're playing Widow. I will say that much. Widow versus Widow! Widow versus Widow! Oh, Christ. I shouldn't aim in. Aiming in's the problem, right? You just don't aim in. Everything's fine. Right? Look at that damage. How's he gonna deal with that, right? Look at that damage. He's definitely coming over this way.
No one
Yeah,
can
Johnny
hide
is very good.
from my sight.
Look at him. Easy life. Easy life. Just get in the top one. Oh, okay. Well, you wanna throw dynamite at me? That's fine. Yes, you can do that. What? What are you doing there? They all think they can win the 1v1 because it's Widow. They don't know. They are unaware. They lack vital information. Okay, I do need to exit on that one. Guaranteed there. Oh, what are you doing? What is he doing? Leave me alone. Leave me alone, dude. Like, what the hell? I've done nothing to your family. I'm just playing Widow. Jesus Christ. He forms around the corner like he's full committed to running me down. He forms just for that little bit of speed boost, right? There you go. That's some gatting. See, part of the reason why Widow 76 is so effective is because people don't expect it to be so effective, right? Just that easy.
No one can hide
Oh,
from my
plenty of space to go back in. No, stop coming to my angle. Why are they all on my angle? I'm here, innocently, just gatting people around the corner, and they're like, oh, I want in on that action.
Hold up the defense for just a little longer.
Whoop. Reaper came for me. Sorry, my team was backing away from like an Ana just on their own, just hiding. So that's how you win with Widow SMG only. And that's what I was doing last night before we managed to have like 2 games lost in a row. I don't know how that happened. I think people are just feeding, to be honest. So we ended up with even elo from this session of me throwing. I think it was, maybe it was a tank that started it off. Maybe it wasn't the Moira. SMG Widow is like playing with one of the assault rifle Talangoons. Yeah. Carrying, not throwing. Honestly, I think I was carrying that. All you have to do is wait for them to feed into you, because they always will, because you're playing Widow. Do a couple of warning shots, right, over their shoulders. That was what I was doing, a couple of warning shots to tell them where I was. And after you tell them where you are, they yeet themselves into you, get hit by Venom Mine, and die to the SMG on cooldown. Just that easy. SMG Widow is now new DPS Jeff. Yeah. Why is there Jeff in Overwatch, out of curiosity? What is all this crap? What is all this crap? Why have they got Jeff on the screen? Are they allowed to do that? Can't just rip off Marvel Rivals like that. Okay. Goodbye, Overwatch. Shit game anyway. Right. So, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about a little bit of Jeff, the Shark Slayer, and we're going to talk about how terrible Araco is. Let's load up Rivals. I probably have to do an update. I'm going to be quite honest. There you go. Launching. Downloading content. Because I haven't opened it since they removed my Jeff. Genuinely, I haven't opened it. As any sane human being would, honestly, quite frankly. Though I was quite enjoying the DPS Jeff before it was removed, but, you know, that's fine. Wait for this to open. Get ourselves into a little nook to talk in, and then we'll have a talk about Jeffery, and we'll look for Araco. Ilari has a DPS ult because, I don't know, Blizzard in it. It's good to have the variants, don't get me wrong. It is good to have the variants. Don't think Rivals has a pattern for Sharks. Yeah, I guess the Sharks didn't have legs. So, they can't complain that much if the Sharks don't have legs, right? Come here, you bastard. I believe. Bum, 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 bum. Captain Sun is like the one interesting part of the kit. I find the lamp really interesting. I'm just really upset that they, instead of reducing the amount of healing it did across the board, made it do less healing on Illari themselves. I feel like it should have been not half. I feel like half's way too strong. The character is intended to be worse when pocketed than a DPS is when pocketed, regardless, right? Like, if you have a lamp on Soldier, that's better than having a lamp on Illari on an angle on themselves. So, I don't know, I feel like it is overly punishing to make it have to be used on main, when really the interesting part of it, the pocketing on an angle, is still really OP. It's just you can't do it to yourself. It's like, You're just trying to stop people being selfish, which I kind of get. You want to put an incentive in place. But I guess the incentive already is in place, right? Because that's how the incentive structure for the game works. It's not good to just give your resources to yourself, especially when you're worse at DPSing than a DPS would be. It's weird. I'm waiting for people to put free supports with Ultron, with free tanks and Thor, and realize it works. My system's struggling. My shaders are compiling. They're compiling. You know, I'm gonna go get some water while we wait. Be right back. I'm gonna make you all jealous. Okay? I'm gonna make you all jealous. And you're gonna have to hold it in because you're really gonna struggle, right? Camera FPS half. Yeah. Yep. Well, rivals do be what it is. Hi. So to make you jealous, I'm going to show you this. This is Mandarin segments in jelly. Now I didn't bring a spoon because I'm stupid, so I'm going to have to eat it with a chopstick. But what's this? I got a little pot with it. What's this? What is this? It doesn't say anything about it. What's in here? Oh, it comes with a little spoon. Oh. Right, so Mandarin segments and jelly. It's so good, man. You know what, guys? Whoever you're in a relationship with, they are not as good as Beth because they don't give you a little pot of Mandarin segments and jelly with a little spoon. It's okay, you just have to, I don't really like them. Well, you're a bad person. The jelly is gross. How can jelly be gross texture? Jelly's fine. What's wrong with jelly? Oh, cider instead. Fair. World War I rations? Well, no scurvy in this ship, tiefling. Honestly, you're gonna have to wait till I'm finished. Wow, season conclusion, huh? Placed in platinum. Congratulations. How many more pop-ups are there gonna be? I know. The character was already out. Why are you showing me Emma Frost? Oh, a skin? I just don't care. Another pop-up? Okay, is there going to be one more though, guys? The poll goes out. Is there going to be one more? We're finally in the game. Good job. Fucking mobile game advertising. I looked into Hearthstone yesterday because I was craving the itch of playing a game of Battlegrounds. Only they've ruined Battlegrounds by putting loads of extra shit in it, like trinkets and different like things that go on to individual. They kind of ruined it. They just overcomplicated it for no reason. When people are there for the core gameplay anyway, like everything Blizzard does, to be quite honest. So I went into Hearthstone, and no shit, I was there for like 5 minutes scrolling through pop-ups. I've not logged into that game in 5 years. I got through all the pop-ups. I got onto the Battlegrounds tab, and more pop-ups came up for Battlegrounds because it had changed. And I was like, fuck. It was like, you've got all these new packs to catch up, and I'm like, I do not care. I do not care. Please, please, please let me go. Please let me play the video game. Free costume. It's kind of a miss that they haven't done any announcer packs at this point for Rivals, isn't it? I feel like it was pretty obvious a thing to do for Rivals announcer packs. Everyone always talked about how Galactica was so annoying, and it seemed like they were just kind of setting it up to have announcer packs. Why does Rivals make me have to log in to claim Twitch drops? Mobile game company? I don't know. That's engagement there, Maxi. Woo. Right, let's turn that to a correct level. Can you see me? You can see me. Is my camera FPS incredibly low? It's not incredibly low. Good. Right, so I want to talk about Jeff for a little bit. So we're gonna be tabbing out of here to go look at things occasionally. I want to talk about Jeff for a little bit, right? We're not going to be forced to watch gameplay. Random, can you stop hating everything I could possibly do? Honestly, dude, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to make you happy. We ban Random, but I'm getting there. Every single time I go do something, he's like, "Oh, not that. I don't like that." He only hates on gameplay. Yeah, that's fair. He does only hate on gameplay. He hates on gameplay and anything that's not watching stuff. Basically, I don't know. I guess he doesn't hate on other games' gameplay. Maybe it's just hero-based shooter gameplay he doesn't like. Okay. Jeff, so we're gonna come off this screen because he's gonna keep yapping like a dog. Is there a screen I can just like rest on happily, or is he just gonna keep going? God, he's annoying. God, what an annoying little asshole. Okay, no, he's gonna keep going. Is there anywhere I can go where he's not gonna keep making his fucking stupid noises? I guess we'll just go back to title screen. Okay, we'll just go back to title screen. Right, so does anyone remember? Let's start this with a little quiz. Does anyone remember my take on Jeff when the game first launched? Because I talked about him pretty early on before anyone, including me, realized that he was a flanker, though I probably should have been quite obvious in retrospect. Does anyone remember my first take on Jeff? No from Maxi, no from Val. Speed something? I said the speed was strong. I did say the speed was strong. Is this going to be on the test? Yes, Bob has to go through another test. Okay, so my original take on Jeff was that the Marvel Rivals team has completely missed a trick with the character, because I was seeing other people that were casual players, female gamers perchance, who were going into the game, trying out Jeff, and then literally quitting the game, or going into the Jeff through Cloak and Dagger kind of like pipeline, where they couldn't use Jeff because Jeff was just too hard to use. I remember saying that. I remember it being quite a big point that I was really concerned about Jeff, because Jeff was this, like, slam dunk character that was so good for casual players, so good for female gamers, and then they've made it so that you had to aim in order to be able to heal, and actually aim in quite a demanding way in order to be able to heal, right? So I was there like, Jeff is kind of like this weird ass hero where they could have just gave it a little bit of auto aim and the hero would have been so much better for a target audience, but they just completely missed. It was kind of like this first red flag in my head when I turned on Rivals, right? The first red flag that I saw in my head. So time went on. People found that Jeff was pretty bad at, like, in the game, mainly because supports and support ults were incredibly strong. So if Jeff doesn't have an ult that can basically get a team wipe, that's not getting the value that a 12-second dance is getting. So people kind of realize, well, Jeff's okay at farming, but any farming that he does is taking away ult charge from other characters. His ult is good, but a little bit situational and not very good used defensively. It's very offensive, but you've got to set it up. There's a lot of requirements there. And honestly, it's just so much easier to just not jump through all those hoops. So people were playing on main, people were healing, and I'll be honest, quite a lot of the lower ranked players were getting like a fairly low win rate with the character. I think it was around like 40% back in the day. Specifically because they didn't know how to use the ult. And they needed the aim. Moira out heals? Yes, Moira out heals, 100%. I'll pop into training room and just show you Jeff's healing, because I feel like people don't really understand how hard it is for people at a low level of competency to aim in these games. So this is my boy. So if you look at this, right, the tracking here is actually fairly tight. Fairly tight on Jeff. It's not tight, don't get me wrong, it's not hard to aim, but like, who are we aiming this at? Like, what is our intention here with the character? When people are jumping about, when you've got a Spider-Man in the back line, when you've got like a Hulk jumping in and out, why does it, if it's this easy already, why does the beam not just curve 5 degrees to the right and make it easy as hell, right? Why does it not just track onto the nearest person, go whoop, just over there, and heal those people? I feel like Jeff is deceptively hard, not in terms of ability to play the character. Obviously, the character's piss easy in terms of aiming, but in terms of the target audience they actually have for the character is like, it's really difficult, right? It's really hard, and I don't think that was a good choice. I don't think it ever was a good choice. So Jeff was terrible. And Jeff was pretty much useless because the entire game revolves around farming support ults and using support ults. And honestly, there is no real neutral in the game because there's infinite amount of support resources, so nothing's a kill target. And realistically, everyone has 2 outs in their kit, so there's nothing to really force in the enemy team. And there's so many defensive stuff that realistically, backline harassment at that point wasn't working too well. So what people found was flanking Jeff. And flanking Jeff is this character which very simply attention baited. That's what he did. He has infinite health, and his job was to disrupt the system by making it so that if you have infinite resources in Rivals, right, you have infinite stuff, what are we going to do? Instead of having to, I don't know, cut through all that stuff on the front line or maybe get an instant kill, why don't instead we just distract people? 2 supports on their team. If they turn around, the tank vanishes. Now that's crazy, isn't it? You don't need to kill anyone in order to actually kill people, because the tank's always going to vanish because the DPS damage is so high. They just basically evaporate on their own. So DPS Jeff was this change catch rate to Rivals? No, I'm not going to change the catch rate to Rivals. Screw you. Screw you. And now my train of thought's gone. I should minimize stream while I'm doing stuff like this. A suggestion to get more views: nobody finds streams through views and categories on Twitch. Nobody does that. Nobody sees a stream with, you know what, I'll go to Marvel Rivals and then I'll stop streaming because I've lost my train of thought now. You're talking about when people discover DPS, Jeff. So mean to me, but you're the most distracting person in my life. Right. You don't want the Rivals players to hear this? Yeah, pretty much. So that's there. So the thing is, basically people discovered that distracting people and taking attention away from the front line was more powerful than anything else. DPS Jeff has this weird thing where he could technically kill. Obviously that's a Lunar Snow team up, which would be a massive amount of power boost. Like this is like 20% damage, big slow, really increases lethal potential. But the lethal potential wasn't really why you were playing DPS Jeff. The distraction was why you're playing DPS Jeff. So, I loved this character, right? This was my guy. This is what I enjoyed doing. Being an asshole in the enemy team's backline and forcing them to turn around, forcing them to deal with me. It was so much fun to do. I will admit, okay, Tiefling? Fair enough. I will admit that it was broken. It was too much sustainability. Shooting him to make him go away didn't matter in any way, shape, or form because he had 6 fucking bubbles, an obscene amount of healing. He literally had, what is it, like 850 health just in the bank, just chilling out to use whenever the hell he wanted to. It's just completely ridiculous. And the healing in Burrow, that was probably a bit too high as well. Like, probably a little bit too high. Basically, a Spider-Man would jump you, put one orb on the floor, and then just stare at the Spider-Man as he just like stared, and you'd be like, because he just can't do shit. It was so funny watching Spider-Man's grapple onto you, do the uppercut combo, and then you being at 20 health, and then just walking off on the ground. Okay. Yeah, so essentially what happened is, as we all know, the Rivals team decided that there is no fun to be had in the video game. So exactly the same way as with Rocket, which they basically neutered the character and all fun you could have on the character, whereas 5% of players discovered that you could use the gun in order to kill things, which actually has obscene DPS if you're able to hit the headshot, something like 400 DPS, maybe like 380 DPS if you're actually able to gun someone with the headshot. What they did, they reduced his movement and made him get a impulse heal when the orb gets to people, which is absolutely obscene, crazy, stupid, and just allowed him to not be able to get close to people because he got to save all his movement because his movement doesn't go as far anymore, and instead just hold the right click button. And then they changed his ultimate at the same time to be a healing ultimate, because I'll admit there was some talk about people throwing when they were on Rocket. That is a thing. But realistically, it wasn't really true because Rocket's ult was just as good. It was just a community sentiment problem. I'm going to be honest, it was just a community sentiment issue. So they made it so he had the sustain ultimate. And then Rocket was completely killed. The character's immensely more boring. Basically a dead character in my opinion now, because it's just another guy on main. So they turned their eye to Jeff. And Jeff got the same treatment, right? Jeff got exactly the same treatment. Where is he? This just scrolled a load when I tabbed in. I had it on the right bit. Yeah, just gets a fantastic rework, more frontal support and combat ability, but with less survivability. So essentially what they did was they neutered him, they reduced his healing, they made it so that he can only stay in Burrow for a couple of seconds, they made it so that he can, well, he's got 3 charges on his right click and it knocks back instead, which, don't get me wrong, I think is okay-ish to have knockback in the kit. That's a good support thing, but realistically, they made it so that his bubble heals over time instead of like instantly, which I don't have a problem with gutting the bubble, but they also made it so you can only stay underground for a certain amount of time. And the whole playstyle was completely removed. And it was completely removed literally just because I think they're trying to cater to the person that I thought of at the beginning. That person that can't aim, that person that really struggles to be able to aim at people. They thought, well, if we just make that person stand behind their team and shoot an enemy through their team, at least they'll have something to do. But they didn't actually solve the problem, because the reason why people weren't able to play Jeff at a low level was pretty fucking simple. It was because they were struggling. They were struggling with support. They were struggling with holding the left click button. They were struggling with getting poor value through the ultimate. And sure, they've increased the amount of value you can get in the ultimate, like a load, by just making it so the Storm team up is completely and utterly obscene and crazy and stupid. But realistically, was that what we were looking for? Like, is it so true that support ults are OP in Rivals that we have to have a Storm ult just completely team wipe the enemy team on cooldown in order to make it comparable? Is that good? Is that healthy? Are we happy with that? Like, what are we doing? It's crazy. So essentially, like, we've gutted everything that is interesting about support gameplay in Rivals at this point. I'm looking through the supports. Obviously, they've released Ultron, and Ultron is DPS-E. But realistically, Ultron doesn't want to off-angle that much. I mean, he literally just wants to, for the most part, stay on main. Like, that's his job. He stays on main. He goes a little bit high. The only character in Rivals that could support a character on an angle and +1 them and getting enough value was Jeff. And then they just completely removed it. So now the game, in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all 9 supports, is utterly linear. It's one straight line, stare at the enemy team, don't walk forward, don't walk backwards, wait until an ult goes on. When the ult goes on, I guess you press forwards, unless it's a support ult, in which case it's just AFK. So it's like this this gutting of the game. All of the interest, and this isn't just like one character, right? This is an entire concept of things that you can do for the playstyle, right? This is all of the interesting stuff in a hero-based shooter being literally extracted from your video game on purpose, right? Like, this is all of the cool stuff in hero-based shooters is the way that support resources interact with angles and with maps and with space. That's the cool thing. So what they've done is they released this crap, and then they also have released a new map, which apparently is the worst of all of the worlds in terms of being linear. So, like, people have always been saying, like, well, Rivals, it's just a casual game, right? It's just a casual focused game. I don't think this is good for the casual players. I don't think the casual players like their game being infinitely more boring. In fact, the only saving grace in my mind to Rivals was precisely Rocket and Jeff. Not because Jeff wasn't broken and stupid, but specifically because he was the only fun thing in the game in terms of angle control. He's the only texture in the support category. So I have a little collage of things to go through with you guys, because you know what? I think there needs to be tracks somewhere that the killing of this character in general, but the community responses. So, has anyone seen r/Jeff the Landshark mains? Has anyone seen r/Jeff the Landshark mains? Yes, what a blessed subreddit. Okay, so I'm gonna go into Jeff the Landshark mains like in total, and we're gonna so basically what's happening in here is that every single person that's enjoying the character for the last like 3 weeks has been downvoted to shit. Anyone that's even remotely positive about the character in any way, shape or form has been downvoted into the ground. Anyone that says okay-ish has been downvoted into the ground. They are pissed. It's so funny. I'm trying to find one with I'm trying to find one with quite a few comments. I don't even really play Jeff, and the only interaction that they're getting, it's only 3.8k members, like it's not a massive subreddit, but the only interaction they're getting is literally just people jumping on board to say how shit this rework is. So I've got a little collage for you. A little collage of Jeff the Landshark mains subreddit. So first off, just played my last game of DPS Jeff ever. This was rampant. Don't cry because it's over, man. Smile because it happened. Oh my god. Rivals in 7 months has had a role drama, goats meta, map complaints, reworks that ruin hero design, healing and sustain creep, damage and burst damage creep, giga tanks, and now they have their own version of Circuit Royale. Speed running the Overwatch timeline. Okay, so next one. Have you guys noticed with Jeff's rework, he can't finish singing the Jaws theme song? So you guys remember, Jeff has a voice line when he's moving. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe they're wrong about that because he did it instantly for me. Maybe they've changed it recently. It used to be that you have to be in the ground for a significant amount of time in order to get the Jaws theme song. Apparently, that was just not usable when it first launched. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe the Jeff Landshark's main subreddit is wrong. God forbid. Okay, so we'll skip that one. The ride has been nice. Is anyone concerned about the way the mods just kind of silence all talk about the major changes season 2.5? So essentially what happened, did you guys get on the main Marvel subreddit when the Jeff and the Thor reworks were launched? They actually gutted all conversation of them for like, I think it's about 2 weeks time. They just completely stopped all conversation for ages. I think they were getting completely like berated by just people who hated both of the reworks. I think people were obviously more pissed off about the Thor rework. I'm focusing on Jeff because that's the one I like. But realistically, both of them were just like, I don't know, just making the character their version of the character instead of the character they created, right? That's the main thing, right? Thor rework was bad. Yeah, Thor rework was really bad. Makes the character so much more boring. I'll cover it. So essentially what happened is they unchained the right click, put it on a cooldown from the resource meter. So essentially quite a lot of the time you're more likely to be using this thingy, the empowered state. So if you go empowered, why is that not respawning? Oh, they're down there. It's like, why aren't they respawning? I need a bomb. I think honestly with the Thor rework, they were kind of like being a bit too I think they were being a little bit too harsh on it. I think the Thor rework was bad, and everyone's saying it forced you to bot, but I didn't really see how. Like, you can still kidnap people, and kidnapping people is still good. I don't really see how the rework. Essentially, what they did was I don't know. People are gonna have to give me a little bit of more context. People are saying that it just forces you to be an empower room bot, and I don't know how it does that. Rival's devs have proven you're not allowed to have a character with multiple playstyles, so expect Black Widow and Hawkeye to lose all movement and short range abilities. No, it's not that. It's that the character wasn't doing what the Rivals devs wanted it to, so they killed it, right? That was what happened. It's not that they're not allowed multiple playstyles. They're allowed that if that's intentional. But anything that's not intentional, slapped straight down. I will miss you, Bubble Boop. Okay, so I remember doing this exact thing. This is a good clip, by the way. Look at this one. Strange portal. Get out. I've done this on this exact point on this exact map. It's so good watching the Bubble Boops. Rest in peace. That was a cool thing you could do. No longer. Rip. They could have just reduced the healing on the bubbles to like 60, right? What would be wrong with that? Just play Invisible Woman? No. I'm not going to play Invisible Woman because Invisible Woman is a character that stands on main and chills and AFKs and then just heals and uses their support ult like every other character in Rivals. Nerfed everything in this kit. We've reworked Jeff. Man, they were so mad. This is like the only time that these subreddits have got a lot of like commenters. 400 upvotes. Pretty good. Bottom text should be partial adjustment to Jeff. Another change to a partial. Jesus. Jeff doesn't heal more this season. They just killed the Jeff DPS playstyle. So they did a graph of the healing where all of the healing has been reduced across the board. So he's not just a worse DPS. He's actually just a worse character in general as well. Like, he's just worse at healing. He's basically only being propped up by now, which with the only thing that matters in a support, having an ult that's good enough in order to just farm it and cycle it. So he's only good and very, very bad without Storm. Jeff rework is just a nerf. Look at this. Look how upset these people are. There you go. This is the Jeff picture that was going around everywhere. Excellent. Every Jeff so go back to the main subreddit. Every Jeff main's just trying to justify their awful, unhealthy playstyle. Beautiful. I think they nerfed that fucker 7 to 10 times. Jeff on my team is either playing in his own mini game or trying to wipe us. The other 3 is DPS Jeff. It's just a Russian roulette on rollout. I think there are problems with the Jeff gameplay loop, but I think it was the only interesting thing in the game. The rest of the game's just standing on main. A lot of you don't want to admit that the Jeff hide and seek changes need to happen. I'll likely get downvoted for this, but it needs to be said. The hide and seek changes are healthy for the overall quality of the game. Having Jeff turn into a smaller hitbox that heals 35 HPS, that CC immune, is not good for the flow of the game. I think I agree with that in general. I think the healing was just too high on the entire kit. But then again, like, you could have just changed it by making it so that you could, like, the bubbles heal 60 instead of 100. It's really that simple in order to actually kill it. What game are you playing with your friends later? I'm not going to tell you, and this is an inappropriate time to ask. Classic random move. The Rocket Thor Jeffery works plus the poor balance proves to me that the devs suck and don't understand what the characters like about their characters. What the players like about their characters, sorry. Because these reworks screw over the actual players of the characters and only benefit the other players by making the character worse / fixed playstyle. Yeah, my problem is, right? We look at the things you need in order to we look at the things you need in order to be able to have a character be good in the game, like a support character be good in the game, right? You need to be able to farm, you need to have good throughput in order to be able to farm, and you need a good ultimate, right? That's pretty much it. Like, that's pretty much just all you need. And the character, sure, they gave him a team up, but like, the team up's gonna rotate out soon. Goodbye, random. Have a nice evening. It's so difficult, man. It's so difficult. I don't know what the correct thing was to do with Jeff, but I feel like killing half the bloody playstyle isn't good enough. Just not good enough, right? The issue is that they don't see the vision. The issue is the devs have a straight up bad vision of what support gameplay should look like. You feel me? Yeah, I feel like the support gameplay, and this was the comment everyone made. Every single person that went on to Rivals from Overwatch said the moment that this game launched, the support gameplay is boring. That's what they said. Every single comment was about that. Then we found like one character in Rocket that we were like, okay, we can do a bit of interesting stuff, right? We can do something. We can DPS. Maybe we can go on an angle. We can do a 1v1. And then we found Jeff, and it was like, oh god, we've opened up a whole new era of how we can play this type of video game with so much more variety. And then they were like, none of that. Don't you be creative and have fun. What are you doing? Get back in your gulag. It's so bad. So, I'm gonna watch a video. They lied Jeff is better in 2.5 Marvel Rivals. To be clear, I do not think that Jeff is worse in terms of win rate. I think Jeff is fine in terms of win rate still. Absolutely fine. I don't think there's a problem here. But he's not fun. And he's certainly not, like, better in general. Right? Like, we take away this old team up, he's just dead. He's just nothing. I've got to come off of this because there's so much residual noise in the background. Okay, they lied. Jeff is better in 2.5 Marvel Rivals.
So,
Oh. Sorry, guys. Maybe it'll load.
So I fully expect there to be some pretty heavy dissension in the comments of this video.
Just stupid.
And that's honestly, that is okay, right? Different strokes for different folks, but personally, I think Jeff is a lot better now after these changes in 2.5.
What do you mean by better?
Okay, rewind a little over a week
In what
ago
way?
when NetEase published their changes for heroes coming in 2.5, and everyone was like losing their minds about how Jeff was getting demolished, right?
Made incredibly boring, yes. Look where you're playing. Look where you are. You are on main, healing in order to farm your support ultimate in order to use it to team wipe the enemy team. That's all you're doing.
How his rework to his kit was a serious nerf, and many saying Jeff would be utterly useless in the new patch. Well, I've played several hours with Jeff since the update, and I gotta say, I think he's better. So in today's video, I'm going to break down why I think that, and all the gameplay in the video is after the update went live.
I could not be more bored watching anything in my life. Look at you.
So enjoy that. So let me first just give a quick summation of what's different with Jeff, okay? I always felt like Jeff sort of awkwardly walked in two different worlds, yeah? Some people wanted to be a DPS Jeff, where they could just swim all the way around the map into the enemy back line and just oppress healers and ranged duelists, right? Other Jeff mains wanted to play support Jeff and just stand behind their front line and dish out healing. But I honestly felt like Jeff wasn't great, honestly, at either role, okay?
Just because you're bad.
like you had to commit to one of these.
How can you say he wasn't great at either role when currently he has less healing throughput than he had before? Sure, you can tickle monster the enemy team for more ult charge to get more ults per second, but Jesus Christ, it doesn't do anything.
The other, right? But he didn't do either one of those things particularly well compared to other heroes. But these changes...
He does. He did do the flanking playstyle better than any other hero, in my opinion, because he could be constantly active in that flanking playstyle, and therefore keep the attention away from the support for as much uptime as possible.
I think they helped Jeff keep this idea of walking in two worlds, but they made it so it's a seamless unification of those two worlds.
A seamless unification. Bugger off.
Instead of demanding you pick one or the other, okay? Jeff is now a true
No, they killed it. They murdered it. They murdered it.
hybrid who can both support and damage unilaterally and do both things respectably well, okay? There's a match in here where I end up with
Respectably well. Who cares about your damage number?
32 KOs, 30 assists.
Who cares? You're doing nothing. You're just waving damage in the general direction that always gets healed up. You're just spamming out ult charge into their line and your line. You're doing nothing.
While still having a...
I've got MVP, so my character's good. He's got gold damage. Excuse me, you're talking to gold damage.
over 25,000 healing, 11,000 damage.
Wow,
double-digit
oh my god, numbers so high.
hits. Like I said, he's performing like a true hybrid now.
No, he's not. That's not a hybrid. That's just a support that farms a bit of extra ult charge. That's full support. That's full passive. You cannot kill anyone on this hero. Sure, you can contribute to a kill, but you're not going to be killing anyone.
So let's unpack what changed. So there's a lot of give and take.
Yeah, this guy in Rivals Education, point one of the hero-based shooter, making every character incredibly generalist is really boring.
Here, but I think he gained more than he lost. Okay, first up is his primary fire. A lot changed here. So his primary
No, it didn't. A lot didn't change. You can just damage people with it.
fire used to be just a healing water gun, basically. Yeah, steady stream of healing. It used to do 140 healing per second back in the day. It was increased to 150.
It was interesting because it was a limited ammo resource that also had enough throughput in order to match ultimate. That was why it was interesting, that you could do your... Basically, healing and only healing on Jeff was really bad. It was really bad because people being infinitely immortal doesn't matter in Rivals. But the fact that the healing was so high gave you the space to be able to do other things with the character. You could flank, kill someone, heal main, full heal them, and allow them to push in when it matters, because it was only on for like 4 or 5 seconds.
Per second, but now they've also added a new effect to his Joyful Splash primary fire. It now also deals damage to enemies. This ability has always penetrated multiple targets and healed anybody in the stream all at once. That effect continues so that now you can both damage an enemy and
Look at him throwing away Emma Snow and then just running off. You see that? You see that?
heal an ally.
Oh, is it because you can't kill her? Is it because you can't kill her?
At the exact same time. Or you can heal 3 allies and deal damage to 2 enemies all at the exact same time. It's
Yes,
crazy.
I know how piercing stuff works.
So you want to line people up, just like you're using Luna Snow's
Why are you acting like you're explaining this? Everyone knows how you deal with piercing damage.
Ice Art's ability, right? Her clap, and try and catch as many targets, friend or foe, in your line of fire all at once.
Yeah, and in order to do that, where should you position, out of curiosity? Where do you think is the optimal place to position if you're trying to catch an enemy and 3 of your teammates in the line of fire at once? Do you think maybe you'd be off on an angle, doing something interesting? Do you think maybe you'd be like closer to the enemy? Do you think you'd be like in the enemy's backline? No, you just stand in spawn holding left click. You just stand in spawn holding left click. You just behind your team, 5 or 6 paces. Just repeatedly until you get ult. Then you press Q and you either team wipe the enemy team with storm ult or you don't do anything, right? Like it hasn't affected any of the issues.
And while there is damage drop off after 20 meters, you can still damage absolutely any enemy you can see. So
I absolutely despise the psyop that interesting and fun supports are inherently the solo play oriented duelist supports. It grinds my gears. Yes, I think that solo play oriented duelist supports do not need to be the default. However, I will say that the lack of them in your video game means there's less things to do in your video game. Right, and certainly like solo play oriented, I'm fine with that. If Jeff could just be good enough in order to be off on an angle and support the angle, or just a harmony orb type effect in order to get somebody off on an angle and have regular support, I'd like that even more, because that's another thing that Rivals are completely and utterly just lacking.
So a lot of times you'll see me just like standing on the point and shooting at the enemy spawn, and
Man, it's so fun and engaging.
as they're filing through the choke points, all of them are taking
I'm having so much fun.
damage. It's charging up my ultimate super
I just love how someone can so confidently just explain how boring the character is with a smile.
fast. As long as there's a line of sight, it will connect. And it will also connect to any enemy that's corner peeking, right? That means, because it's got like a little bit of a radius to it, you can just shoot at the corner of cover and hit an enemy that's behind cover, provided they are close enough to the edge.
We know, dude.
This addition to Jeff's kit opens up a brand new strength that he never possessed before, and that's being anti.
I know some people say shit like support is so boring, I can't kill anything. Yeah, well, the reason why Rivals has survived reasonably well in terms of support player base is the vast majority of people that play supports want to stand on main and just left click on main. Like, that's it. Invisible, like Tiefling's play style of holding left click on Invisible Woman and just pressing Alt when Alt comes up, hold left click, and then, I guess we try and survive dives. And that's the whole gameplay loop. The vast majority of people want to do that. But if you don't have the rest of the stuff in your game, then you're missing out on the rest of the interesting, cool things you can create in a hero-based shooter, which maybe we're making this for the reason that we can make cool things? I don't know. Why are we in this genre in the first place if we don't want 3/4 of the things that could exist to exist?
Flyer, right? With like the new team ups and the new strategist Ultron, most lobbies are going to have at least one, if not three.
I can tickle them, and it's very good that I can tickle them.
He's right. You've got Storm has a new team up. Iron Man has a new team up. Ultron is new. You're going to have a lot of flyers. Jeff can now apply constant pressure to flyers, something he...
Barely any pressure, to be clear. Like, barely any pressure. How long does it take 50 HPS to kill a 250 health hero? I'll give you a clue. It's 5 seconds. You have to land the entire clip on them in order to kill them.
Ever do before this update, because his only offensive ability was his, like, you know, water blast gun that he did, and it had travel time. It was really difficult to land against flying enemies. Within 20 meters, he'll do 70 damage per second.
And to be clear, I don't hate the idea that this does damage. I don't hate it. I think it's fine. Like, it'd be a cool addition to the kit to make it more viable to have more wide playstyles. But the gutting of the bubbles and the gutting of the right click, man, that sucks so bad.
With his primary fire now. Outside of 40, he'll do 45.5 per second. This right here is absolutely massive. Now, one of the things I often do
I can't believe I managed to kill the half-health flyer who's sitting in Narnia in the middle of nowhere, right in the sky above us, where he's got no healing or anything else. Yes, you can tickle people, yes.
Line up teammates that I want to heal
God, I hate
with
people.
an enemy that I want to damage, right? That way I can both deal damage and heal at the same time. It helps my teammate win that fight, but also I get double ultimate energy at the same time because I'm racking up damage and I'm racking up healing with the same trigger.
Yeah, because the entire game is based around farming and using ultimates because there is no neutral trade and there is no angles. It's so boring, man. You just remove the rest.
Stop there. Jeff is now also really good at destroying deployables. He can shoot down Namor squids much easier than he used to be able to. He can shoot down Loki runes. He can shoot down Moon Knight Onks, etc. All with his primary fire. And you do it seamlessly. You don't have to switch between firing modes now to do those things. You go from healing and then you just look over at a Loki rune and break it and go back to healing. And you never have to break up your fire. It's crazy just how much more versatile Jeff got.
Oh, I'm an MVP. Look, guys, I've won the video game because I've got fucking 25k healing. Oh god, it's so depressing.
Just one change. It honestly helps to offset some of the other changes to his kit. One other utility that I think we have to mention, Jeff's primary fire doing damage also opened up a brand new strength for him. He's now really good at flushing out invisible enemies like Psylocks and Invisible Womans.
There's like 0.001% of the matches where you're bothered to spy check anything regardless, right? Like, Psylocke barely exists in the game to begin with. Invisible Woman's... Do you know where Invisible Woman's going to be? She's going to be in the enemy team's backline. That's where she's going to be. That's the honest truth. She's going to be there because, you know what? Rivals only allows supports to be there because that's where you can farm the most ult charge and therefore use your ult the fastest.
This is something he used to not really be able to do, but now if a Psylocke or an Invisible Woman goes in...
Does it boil down to people being happy they can finally use Jeff because he functions like other supports now? Yeah, pretty much. They've just made every single character exactly the same, and they're all so boring, man.
Invisible, you
so
just spray
boring.
your water all over the place that they used to be, and eventually you will hit them and reveal them for everyone. Now, along those lines, Jeff had a couple of nerfs worth noting. Okay, like I said earlier, it's a give and take. One thing we lost was the infinite swimming, or rather hide and seek. Now, you can only stay submerged for 6 seconds before you need to resurface and charge it back up. Jeff used to be able to stay submerged as long as he wanted, indefinitely. If
One
you were
might
a
say that was the reason why people played the character.
support Jeff before the update,
Anytime that the left-click spy checking matters is getting spy checked on Invisible Woman after I Jeff ulted her into their backline. Yeah, so if you pull the Invisible Woman to your backline, I guess you can spy check her a bit easier. But the right click has AoE on it, like you normally get it pretty easily.
This change, let me tell you, doesn't really affect you. It doesn't. Basically, nothing will change for you. If you were a dive Jeff who constantly swam all the way around the map behind enemy lines and used your hide and seek swimming to avoid damage while staying in the enemy's back line, hey, this will suck for you, okay? That's not really what Jeff does anymore. Just
they haven't removed much of him. Just a whole play style. I mean, yeah, they haven't removed very much,
that
right?
in your brain right now. That's not really what he does anymore. So remember to the intro to this video, I said they really blended those two roles into one. That means backline Jeff is
essentially people equating lethal high damage supports with well-designed supports. The concept of being well-designed / fun and being lethal / solo-oriented are completely divorced from each other. Yeah, I think that's quite a lot of people's inclinations towards mechanical skill scaling and wanting every character to be a skill bot. I think that's probably what you're talking about there. Yeah, it's a difficult one.
Isn't really a thing anymore. Honestly, I don't mind that. I always felt like backline Jeff was, and I don't mean this as an insult, but I always felt like it was kind of a crummy way to play personally. Low risk, high reward. It also tricked your teammates into thinking they had two supports when they really only had one support because Jeff wasn't actually going to be helping the team. He was just going to be healing himself on a solo crusade to annoy the enemy healers. I think this change is perfectly reasonable.
I've won more games on one support than 3 on Jeff, to be clear. Like, while DPSing, I've won more games with one person actually supporting. It was still 2-2-2, even if you were in the back line. Just the other guy had to chill out and not feed.
This ability is now about avoiding damage when you get doped.
Notice that Jeff doing no damage and feeding enemy support yard. Wow, it's almost like it's a closed system, isn't it?
By an enemy. It's no longer about swimming all the way around the map and into the enemy backline. If you're just trying to get away, you've still got plenty of time to do that, no problem, so don't sweat this change. Now, Jeff Bubbles, the ability called Healing Bubble, it also got a rework. These bubbles used to do 85 healing immediately when they were picked up.
It was too much.
But now they do 120 healing, which is much greater, but it's applied over 4 seconds instead of all up front. But your bubble charges at once dropped from 6 down to 3. So again, this is good for support Jeffs, but bad for backline diving Jeffs. You used to
It's so sad to watch this gameplay, man.
be able to just pop out of the ground and heal yourself while knocking back the enemy for instant self-healing and then going back underground, right? But now the focus is actually on supporting your teammates. You can still self-heal. That's definitely a thing you can still do. You can apply more healing. and you didn't lose the
120
ability
is
to
trash
do a
over
bunch
4
of
seconds. Yeah, like the way that Jeff healed was to shoot 2 bubbles at people, weirdly enough. And do you know what that does? More than 120, and it does it instantly. It's such a significant nerf. It's crazy. Like 30 is just nothing.
burst healing with the bubbles to critical health tanks, right? Like if your Groot is in the critical and you need to heal them quickly, you can
And
just
I
go
will admit
blah,
that the
blah, blah,
bubbles
and
being
then-
able to be fired out, all of them at once, is bad design. Like, I don't think it's good design. I don't think being able to instantly heal a tank up to full is good design. But, I mean, we're playing Rivals. The tanks are immortal anyway, so what does it matter, right? There's infinite healing going around everywhere.
and
So.
also just switch to your primary fire right after, and he'll get a ton of healing. But you can't spam them on yourself and drag out a 1v1 for 30 or 40 seconds like you used to be able to, right? So fewer charges, more overall healing potential. I just toss them onto the point or into choke points when they're cooled down, start stockpiling
The
them.
one thing I'll say to Jeff's credit, they should have just made Jeff get less self-heal from bubbles. Yeah, 100%. Or just reduce the heal in general. I think that just straight heal nerf and maybe like 10 HPS taken off the underground healing would have been good enough, right? It would mean that Jeffs in the backline that were constantly active would be using too many bubbles, and they'd be timed in the backline by how much they had to self-heal, so the damage going into them and the amount that you make them go away would actually matter. The trouble is that the cooldown was too short and the healing was too high, so essentially like Jeffs were just functionally immortal. And it is fine to be functionally immortal as long as making me go away means something and not just I'm going to be back in 2 seconds, right? You have to play it on the knife edge of being in enough and out enough that you use bubbles optimally while distracting the most you can, right?
Them up around the map. They don't take long to charge back up at all. I think it's like 3 seconds per charge, so it's not a big deal. Now, since Jeff's primary fire is now dealing damage as well as healing, they decided to change the ability Aqua Burst, where Jeff fires off an offensive
Why is he saying more healing potential? I have no idea. He cannot do maths.
blast with an AoE damage field. You can still do this attack, right? It's the right click. You can still do this attack, but you have only 3 charges now on the attack. It's not wrapped up into your primary fire magazine anymore. It's a separate thing. And they recharge in 3 seconds each, so you can't just spam the ability indefinitely. But the trade-off is that they now have the knock-up effect that your bubbles used to have, and the AoE on the attack got slightly increased, so they have a wider field of effect, and they knock enemies up. So in other words, you'll hit more targets, you'll launch them up briefly, which can disrupt their attacks and their combos.
Why would you scream into anything other than an echo chamber? That's not fun. The things that aren't an echo chamber yell back at you.
Spam them anymore. And just remember, they're on a separate cooldown of their own now, so you don't need to reload after firing them off like you used to. And that's like a muscle memory thing for Jeff mains. You used to do your Aqua Burst, blam, 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 and then you hit reload. You don't have to do that anymore. They're not part of your magazine. Now Jeff's ultimate, it also got a small buff. He can now apply greater healing to his allies.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who the hell has ate their allies and applied overshield to them, and that mattered? In any engagement in this entire video game, do you think that's ever mattered?
Swallows and give them bonus HP up to 150 extra bonus health. So I used this, once to swallow my team.
It's really funny watching the Rivals dev trying to salvage Jeff and not understanding the problem with how they design support ultimates. Yeah, but the support ultimates are strong and they're sustainy, because if they weren't strong and sustainy, the power of the DPS ultimates and the power of damage in neutral would completely override the game, and the bad map design problems would come out, because, let's be honest, all of the shitty chokes in the game and the bad design in the game is currently being invalidated by the fact that Luna's going to be dancing in it for 12 seconds instead of anything else. So basically you nerf the support ults, you put them to a reasonable level, and the game falls apart because everyone dies instantly to all of this bullshit, right? It's so hard, man. It's so difficult.
When an enemy hella popped her.
Utility support ultimates have no place in their current sandbox. Yeah, none at all. It's just so sad. And that was the thing with Jeff. He was a different character because he had the utility support ultimates, and he was able to go into the enemy team's backline, so he could actually operate as a DPS without feeding stuff while still being able to do some healing. And both styles were valid because he was good enough as a healer that as long as they made the ult a little bit better, let's be honest, the ult was poorly tied to the type of character he is in terms of the type of people that are going to be attracted to playing him. then he could have been okay. He was actually okay as a support, as long as you weren't just farming and then using ult on cooldown, right? It's so difficult. Like, the character just was flubbed from the ground up, right?
Ult. I took all of them out of her line of sight, gave them all bonus HP, and then spit them back out in a safe location, so the Hela wasn't actually able to get a single kill. And Jeff's passive ability that allows him to ignore 50% crit damage got a buff. So now he can ignore 70%. That's huge. So he actually got a lot more survivability there. And then obviously we got two brand new team ups. There's one with Venom. This one's
You're going to be seeing a lot more of Jeff's face when he's in the back line of the enemy team. So he needs the additional defense.
So it makes it so that you can shoot out these tendrils, right? Like the symbiote tendrils, just like I think it's his right click, Venom's right click, where he shoots out the tendrils to link enemies. Well, Jeff can now do that with allies. He shoots out these tendrils, they'll grab any ally that's nearby, it'll apply constant healing to them, and then after a couple of
so stupid watching that ult, man.
short seconds, it will do one big burst of healing before it disengages. So that's a huge ability, does a ton of healing. It's great for support Jeffs.
Why does Jeff have 3 team? Nobody knows, man. They were trying so hard to fix this hero, and they just made it worse.
The Sharknado.
Desperate to get Jeff's win rate above 40. True. Yeah. Sharknado is literally 10% of his win rate, I guarantee.
With Storm,
especially at low ranks.
This one can be a little bit tricky. Now, you can, in theory, there's a couple different ways to queue this up. You could activate your ult, swallow a few people, and then go into Storm's ult herself, her tornado. It will suck you up and everything that's in your mouth and do big damage.
And murder the entire team with no interaction. Yeah,
that's one way of doing it, where you ult, you swallow, you go into.
My dude, you just press the button. It's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Okay, I'm gonna stop with this guy because he's I'm bullying a child at this point. I was gonna watch a Flash video, but I'm done. 42.89% win rate in bronze. That's last season. Okay. Oh man, so bad. It's just so sad, isn't it? It's just so sad that you got one of the only interesting things in your video game. Beyond, like, don't get me wrong, the stand on main and heal people support playstyle is fine. It's always been fine. It's what people generally like to do when they start to get onto these type of games. But the depth of the game, the extra stuff that's going to keep you playing after the 100-hour mark, isn't that. It's being able to have complex, interesting interactions with other players based on how much you can heal, where you can heal, what you can do. And if the only place you can stand is on main, then the game's going to be horribly boring after that amount of time. It's just all the depth extracted. And extracting the depth does not make a game more casual focused. I don't know where this keeps coming from. It doesn't. It makes it more boring for the casuals and the professionals, makes it more boring for everyone. Okay, I'm gonna have to head off. I know I said I'd do the Araco. I feel like we'll save that for another day. I have not gone through it. I've been completely unspoiled on that map, but people have told me that I need to watch it. I am gonna go have my date with the boys. God, it's been a while since I had a gaming date with the boys. We need the Flats Pog Bucky training range footage. Oh, God. Okay. Have a wonderful evening, guys.